What's up, everybody? So today's video request, being scared to die. So me personally, I'm not afraid to die, but I am afraid of how I'm gonna die, if that makes any sense. I'm afraid of the way I may die, whether I get murdered, whether I die from an illness, whatever the scenario is. If I were to go to sleep and die, that would actually be the best way that anyone should ever want to go, because it's peaceful. It's just like taking a nap, but instead you just don't wake back up. There's just so many ways you can die, and it's not easy sometimes getting to death. It's just you suffer and suffer. There's a person that has cancer that's just suffering. He's dying, but he ain't dying quick enough. He's literally just rotting away alive, to the point where he or she would just wish that they would just go already, because they're in just so much pain, so much torment, to the point where they just say, like, all right, man, why do I gotta feel like this? I know I'm gonna die. Let it just take me already. Take me. And people like that, I wish it would just take them so that suffering ends. Of course, I wish there was a way that they could be cured, treated, but fortunately, that's not how it always works. Sometimes people do get fortunate in that way, but not everybody. Now, in all, there's a lot of reasons why people are afraid to die. People that believe in that, let's say there's an afterlife or something, don't know where they're going to end up. They don't know if there's still going to be suffering after this life of suffering. And I'm sort of in that boat too, because I'm not saying I'm an atheist or anything. I'm not saying I believe in God either. I'm just neutral with it. Like, I'm not sure, but I don't go against anyone's religion, whatever they believe in. I'm not going to discriminate anybody and say, like, oh, that's BS, oh, you're a moron for believing that's real or that's real. I'm not that type of guy. I respect everyone's beliefs, because who knows, they just might be right. Nobody knows truly. But I don't like to discriminate anybody in that way. I like to be neutral with it. I like to keep the peace as best as possible. Why can't life itself be peace, right? But it's just a lot of reasons why people are afraid to die, because they don't know where they're gonna end up, and of course how you're gonna die. Nobody truly knows how they're gonna die in this life. I don't even know how I'm gonna die. I hope it's just asleep one night, or whenever I go to sleep, and that's whenever I'm ready to go. Heck, I'm ready now, Lord, imagine. But but all kidding aside, like, yeah, it's just nobody knows how they're gonna die, and that's what's scary. A lot of people die painfully. A lot of people die sufferingly. Being dead's easy. It's getting to it that's the hardest part. But some people get to it peacefully. Not everybody, though. Will I go peacefully? I have no idea. All I can say is I hope. I hope everyone, when they eventually die, goes peacefully. Best way you can go is when you go to sleep. And that's it. Lights out for good. No more turning the lights on. But we live in such a sick world where we just don't know what could happen. Anything could happen. We can get into a terrible car accident where you'll still be alive. You're dying, but you're still alive in pain, feeling all that pain, you being crushed, or your bones, whatever type of accident it did to you, whatever the accident did to you. You can randomly get shot. You could be bleeding out. You're still alive, but you're bleeding out to death. So it's scary. There's just so many things that can go wrong in this life. So many things that just happen unexpectedly. It's just nothing's guaranteed, I guess you could say. It's like, you could get in your car. You don't know if you're going to make it to that destination alive. You may not even make it to that destination at all. Well, you might make it to the destination injured. It just goes a lot of ways. It's just unpredictable world. We don't know what awaits us as we step foot out of the house, as we step foot out of that door, as we step foot into the car, as we step foot out of the car, or as we step foot in a bus, train, whatever, however we, get around. We don't know what awaits us at that very moment. It's just unpredictable. And that's in a way a little scary itself, not knowing. Because Nobody truly knows what they're going to get themselves into. Who knows if this person might get into some kind of psycho road rage guy, you know? He made one little mistake where he was supposed to, like, he's in the turning lane, but then he decided, all right, I want to go straight. He tries to tell the person, is the Kufa go straight? And so happened that guy's an asshole and just starts bitching, saying, you know, you're in the turning lane or whatever. And, you know, you'd have a gun, whatever. And it's just, well, just whatever type of mistake people do. You know, people make mistakes on the roads. It happens. I make mistakes too sometimes, you know. There was a guy yesterday that was in the turning lane, and I guess he didn't realize. He realized at the last second, and he put a signal, asked me mind if I come in. I was like, sure, go ahead. But, you know, you might get another person that doesn't have that decency and be like, fuck you, you're in the, you know, just whatever. I mean, it's just so unpredictable. It's crazy how life is. It's crazy how we are. It's crazy as how us people are, like just a bunch of friggin' psychos, like a bunch of animals, man. I mean, it's crazy. We all get confused, we all get lost, we all make mistakes. But when someone else makes a mistake, that's when we like to go down somebody's throat. But if you, let's say you yourself make a mistake, well, that's whatever, I made a mistake, you know. I get the pass, I get the pat on the back. But if that person makes a mistake, oh boy, he may get the bullet in the back. Literally. It's like perfect example from what happened when that lady, I forgot, I think her friend was in the car or something. They turned into a driveway. I'm not really sure why they went in the driveway. I guess they were trying to make a U-turn or something, or maybe I don't know. I think they went a destination where they weren't supposed to go. They got lost. I don't remember exactly what happened, but they went in that driveway, and as they were leaving, the guy shot and killed that girl. She's dead. Due to a little mistake like that, cost her life. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just nobody truly knows how you're gonna die. Nobody truly knows what may end up happening to one another. It's just so unpredictable, this life. You just don't know what's out there awaiting you. What psycho you might run into, what crazy lunatic, well, same thing, I guess you could say psycho, lunatic, whatever, but you just don't know what you're gonna approach. And that in itself, I would say, is type scary. Because here you are, could be in a good mood or just, you know, trying to keep the peace, trying to just be chilled, and you just run into some guy that just might shoot you. And then plus for no reason at all too. People get mugged, people get slashed. There's no reason to it. It's just you get crazy, sick people out there in society that do these type of things. So that in itself is another fear of knowing, you know, of how you may die, getting murdered, getting stabbed, or plus of course health issues on top of that. I mean, it's just, nobody knows. It's just an unpredictable setting, and that in itself I say is a little scary, you know, if not very scary. Plus it goes this way too, where you could be driving, doing what you're supposed to be doing on the road, trying to follow the law, you know, trying to just, you know, drive like a normal person, and then you might get some drunk person that'll just crash and kill you. So like, this is where it's just nobody knows how they're gonna die. And that's why I understand why some people are scared. I am too, to some extent. 1 second, I'm just gonna wait for someone to pass by. Carrying a sheep, well, brought a poor sheep into the world, I should say. But yeah, I mean, it's just nobody truly knows how they're gonna die, and it's scary. You know, we all have, I mean, I have that feel, what if I randomly get shot someday? Would it be doing me a favor? But at the same time, I'm kind of scared to go violently. Like, I just rather go in a more peaceful manner. You know, what if I get raped? What if I get kidnapped, you know? Or anything could just happen. Anything could just happen. It's just an unpredictable world we live in. It's just a world where nobody knows what's truly going to happen that day. Like, for a perfect example, I'm parked right now on the side of the road. When I end this video and I drive to wherever to, who knows what could happen. I could run into some maniac. I could run into some kind of road rager, someone might hit me, I might who knows? I mean, it's just anything could friggin' happen. Some car might crash into me. I may not make it to the next destination safely. I may get killed. It's just so unpredictable. Nobody truly knows what there is. That's why I feel like, feel why people are afraid to die in some ways. You know, I'm not saying that's the only reason why. There's a lot of reasons why. It's just not knowing how it's going to happen. That basically, that's the highlighted word. Not knowing how you're going to die. That's the reason why we're scared. That's the reason why we're afraid. Because we don't know what's going to cause our death. If our death is going to be pleasant, meaning, you know, at least peaceful, or if it's going to be torment before getting to death, you know. Will the Grim Reaper just take your hand 1, 2, 3, or will the Grim Reaper just watch you suffer for a little bit and then eventually be like, all right, grab my hand, bud. You know, that's basically the saying. Grim Reaper, can you take my hand? Yeah, hold on, man. I just want to watch you suffer a little bit. Give it a few weeks, man. I'll give you another week of this. Nah, please, man, give it a few more weeks. All right, man, come here. Give me a hug. Give Grim Reaper a hug, yo. But literally, that's where it all comes down to. Life is just one big question. Let's say there's a God, right? People that believe in God, which I'm not going against any of that, but I'm just saying, why does God let people suffer? If someone's on their way out, why can't God just set them free and put them out of their misery so they don't gotta suffer from whatever type of illness that they have? And also, even better, why even give that person an illness to begin with? Now, if the person, like I said in videos in the past, which is very true, if you do drugs, if you do harmful things to your body, then you're just asking for it, then I wouldn't blame God in that way. I would blame you, because you're the one putting those toxins into your body. But for people, for example, that do the right thing, exercise, eat healthy, or, you know, try to keep their body intact, and those people that still get illnesses, cancer or whatever, yeah, that I question God. Like, why do you make these people suffer? That's more of like the question there. People that do drugs, on the other hand, I mean, it's on them. You know, now me personally, I don't discriminate nobody that does drugs or not. I feel like we should have the right to do whatever we want. It's our body. Now, I'm not saying, with that being said, I'm not saying, yo, go do some cocaine, yo, go do some meth or whatever. I'm not saying that, but if that's what somebody does, doesn't mean I'm gonna say I don't like that person because he does meth or whatever. It doesn't mean that. The person doesn't bother nobody, I don't really mind. I don't care. I don't care if you smoke. I don't care if you don't smoke. That's basically where I'm trying to put that as. I'm not trying to say smoke. Don't if you could help prevent, you know, if you could help it. But at the same time, you know, there's people that put people down because they do things like that. They do drugs, or you're a junkie, you're a drug addict or whatever. And I feel like saying, hey, it's my life. I could be whatever the hell I want to be, you know, like I could do whatever the hell I want to do. It's my body. Call me what you want. I don't give a shit. You know, that's my attitude. I'm not saying it's all right to do drugs, but at the same time, people should have the right to do what they want to do. It's their body. But they shouldn't, like, you know, one thing I don't approve for, like people that get drunk and then friggin' drive drunk. Yeah, that I'm against, because what ends up happening, they end up killing somebody, a poor innocent person that did nothing wrong, or just, you know, just a random pedestrian or another driver, and then that person ends up living, the drunk guy or whatever, you know. He's the one that would deserve it, if anything, to get killed, because he's the asshole to begin with. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to put this all as. I mean, I see people that be like, look at this junkie, look at this drug addict, look at this whatever, this meth head, and I feel like saying, hey, maybe you don't know what goes on in their life. Maybe they're doing that because they're trying to escape their pain, their suffering, or whatever situation they might have been in, or still currently are in, or that will always probably be in. You know, people always like to jump the gun too fast, literally, to the point where guns now are pretty much involved in daily life, to the point where it causes mass shootings. Not funny, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's fucking absolute nuts. And also something I want to mention, we just don't know if we might be in some place at the wrong exact time. You know, like everything's like, you know, what I'm trying to say out of this is, nobody truly knows when they're going to go in a certain area or a certain place that may not be the right time, and that's where it costs them their life. Who knows, me going down this certain road might be the wrong time to do so, because you're going to get some crazy random maniac that's speeding and he's going to crash and hit me and kill me or hurt me bad, to the point where maybe I wish I would have just been killed, because the pain's so bad now, and it's permanent pain now, let's just say. You know, nobody truly knows when they're going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nobody knows, because life is unpredictable. You can't predict it. You can't see the future until the future comes. Who knows if going into this restaurant, whatever, may be the wrong time, because now look, there's a fight going on where everyone else is fighting and you might get involved. Who knows if going to this mall or whatever might be the wrong time you go, because that's where the mass shooter's coming in at that specific time that you're going. You know, it's just like nobody truly knows when something wrong may happen. You may end up at it at the wrong time. Then there's sometimes where you're like, wow, thank God at that certain time I wasn't in that area, you know. But then sometimes it's the other way around, when you are in that area and you're unfortunate. Nobody truly knows. Your life's always at risk. It's always just a big risk factor here. There's somebody I know, when we got the heavy rain, somebody's wall collapsed, and there's a guy that likes to hang in the yard there all the time. He's there pretty much all the time, hanging, smoking his cigarettes, I believe. You know, he always just hanging, doesn't bother no one, just relaxes there. And then luckily that day when that wall collapsed, he wasn't home, because most of the time he's in the yard, but that one lucky time he wasn't there, and that's when the wall caved in. So just picture if he was there, the wall would have caved in, and that would have been the wrong time of him being out there. But luckily, he, little did he know, by him that day not being there saved his life. He probably would have been dead if he was there that day. Crazy. We got a lot of rain that day, and the wall, one of my neighbor's wall literally just collapsed. So it's like, with that being said, you just don't know if you're doing something right at the right time or something wrong at the wrong time. It could sometimes work both ways. And that guy not being home was at the right time for him, so he didn't have to worry about, well, getting killed. But then at the same time, if he would have got killed, you won't have to worry about this shit. But who knows? You know, I'm just saying as an example, though, like how sometimes we're at wrong places at the wrong time, or sometimes we're in the right place at the right time. It all depends. It all depends what life itself wants to do. That's how I look at it as. Life makes its own judgment. Like, I'm parked right now. Who knows if some maniac might just roll down their windows and shoot. And I guess I say I'm here at the wrong time when that happened. Then it could be a right time, like right now maybe it's the right time, so far I'm okay. You know, it's just, it works both ways. Not trying to confuse anybody, but yeah, that's basically where I'm trying to get out of all of this. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up now. I gotta get going, actually. Hopefully I'm at the right time. But yeah, love you all, guys. Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate you all for watching. And if you got any more video requests, please leave them down below, and I'll try to read as many as I can. If I do heart it, that means I seen it. If I didn't heart it, then most likely I didn't see it. So yeah, it all depends. Sometimes YouTube, I mean, pretty much most of the time, I notice YouTube removes comments. I don't know why they do that damn crap. Then I end up getting the blame that I do it when I really don't. The only way like I said, and the reason why I repeat myself sometimes, in case for new people watching that never hear, I just want to mention, I don't remove comments if you disagree with what I'm saying or anything like that. The only way I would most likely remove your comment is if you're saying nasty shit, like, you know, saying effed up shit about me, or maybe even being nasty to somebody else. Just maybe I would remove your comment then. But other than that, people should have the right to say what's on their mind, and I respect that. So I'm not going to be an asshole and delete your comment for that. So if that's the case and you see a comment again deleted, just please know that isn't me. It's YouTube being, you know, well, I should say AH, assholes. But yeah, just know it's not me in that way. And yeah, I always like to point that out from time to time for new viewers that just come across the channel. And I do truly appreciate you all for subscribing. I truly can't thank you all enough for that, man. And yeah, anyway, gonna be it for now, guys. Peace out. Love you all.